All right. Thank you for that. Well, the Trump administration just placed a $5 million bounty on the head of Haitian leader Jimmy Chérizier, a.k.a. BBQ. Of course, look out how the mainstream media labels him. By the way, here's the Fox News piece. Feds unseal charges against BBQ, Haitian gang leader, with $5 million bounty on his head. Haitian gang leader, they label him. Without maybe any knowledge or understanding of who he is and who he's actually been fighting against. Maybe the puppet government there, but we'll talk about that. More on that part in a minute. Here's the indictment. A U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro on Tuesday announced an indictment in Washington, D.C., accusing Jimmy BBQ Chérizier and Bazile Richardson, a naturalized U.S. citizen, of conspiring to send U.S. funds to finance Cherizier's Haitian group, what they call a gang. The Department of Justice said Chérizier is a fugitive and is believed to be in Haiti. Well, someone who knows Jimmy Chérizier well, he's interviewed him multiple times, spent a lot of time in Haiti covering this story, more than just about anyone else in the world, by the way. One of the best independent journalists in the world is Dan Cohen from Uncaptured Media, and Dan is here to help us understand this indictment. Dan, good to see you. Welcome back to the show.
Always good to be with you, and I mean, I gotta say, some of the work I did in the trips to Haiti I did were for your show, were for Redacted. So all respect to you all for being part of that.
Well, you were, pretty much a lone voice in actually covering the truth there. So when I see these headlines like on Fox News or the Associated Press or others calling, really, I think mislabeling Jimmy Chérizier as a gang leader. But I just want to get your take on this indictment. Were you surprised that the Trump administration would sort of almost pull a Biden and go after him in this way?
I mean, I've been arguing really since the Biden era, early in the Biden era, that it would be more likely to see a major escalation under a Trump administration, a second Trump administration, because the Biden administration had to pretend to be like woke and like it cared about diversity and these kinds of things. So like having Karine Jean-Pierre, who's Haitian American, like lowered over or be the White House press secretary for sending some kind of invasionary force into her country of origin would not look so good. And it's much easier to say to, parts of, at least, I mean, not the MAGA crowd, to say, look, we're going after this crazy black gang leader who's a cannibal. And, and that was what was being said about Chérizier last year all over X. And Elon Musk was promoting that, and all of the kind of pro-Trump influencers at that time. So I'm not surprised. It's a bipartisan effort. Democrats, Republicans have been pushing this, as you said, back to the Clinton years. And, it's a long history of U.S. Interference in Haitian affairs.
Can I pull up this page 2 of this indictment? Sorry, I just want to read it. I think we should talk about it. So page 2 of the indictment, Chérizier is a Haitian national residing in Haiti who formerly served as an officer in the Haitian National Police. He founded the revolutionary forces of the G9 family and allies. And in June of 2020, he tried to unite the 9 gangs in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. He remains its current leader. In September 2023, Chérizier helped found the gang alliance Vivre Ensemble, which he still leads as of this date of this indictment, to unite Haiti's many criminal gangs in an alliance to oppose the legitimate government of Haiti. So I just sort of laughed out loud at that when I saw that in the indictment, and I couldn't help but laugh. Here I'm reading an indictment, and it says the legitimate government of Haiti. Can you explain to our audience why that's laughable?
Well, that last clause, the legitimate government in Haiti, is, I mean, when you said that line out loud, I just smirked, just like you. There is no legitimate government. There's no elected government in Haiti. The Haitian people themselves have no say in this government. Not one person voted for this government. It is a government appointed by the United States and its proxies. So it's only legitimate in the eyes of Washington, but it's not Haitian in any sense. I mean, the last elected president of Haiti got a bullet. He got murdered. He got a bullet to his head. And, if you notice, there's no appetite for figuring out who murdered President Jovenel Moïse in July 7th, 2021, I believe was the date. And imagine if Putin did that. We would never hear the end of, Putin had this guy assassinated in this country to put in some puppet regime. But that's exactly what happened, and U.S. fingerprints are all over that. And actually, the most prominent person who has been demanding justice for Jovenel is Jimmy Chérizier. So that kind of says a lot. But it's a totally absurd, just a massive lie to call the regime in Haiti a legitimate government.
But the Biden administration did make some rumblings about invading Haiti, about military force in Haiti, and they never actually did it. And so do you think that this is a precursor that the Trump administration may in fact do it?
It looks like it. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but certainly it's an escalation. The thing that I take away from this is it kind of reeks of desperation. I mean, they're talking about Jimmy Chérizier as some kind of big gang leader who, must have powerful connections to the outside world. If he doesn't have any popular support, if he really is some criminal warlord like they say, he would be getting large amounts of money from some foreign countries, some foreign oligarchs, something. But all they could come up with in this indictment, if you read through it, is transfers of $25, $50, $100. Some of them are one or two, or there's one for like $4,000 that are not even sent to Chérizier, but are sent to an unnamed Haitian, supposedly for the benefit of Chérizier. So maybe there's like several $1,000s here, most of it in small increments, and it's through one, allegedly, according to the indictment, which, again, this is just an indictment. There's no actual evidence presented here. This is not a conviction in a court of law. An indictment, is not very hard to come up with, especially when there's a political agenda behind it. But this is all on one guy, named Basil Richardson, who's a Haitian-American truck driver. Like, this reeks of a bigger agenda behind it to me. They're looking for anything to try to nail this guy, and maybe, whatever network of support he does have in the Haitian diaspora, which there are many Haitians in the U.S., in Canada, in France, around countries where they're living, that do support barbecue because they've seen, hey, this guy is trying to stabilize the country, the exact opposite of what the U.S. and the core group, what Canada and France and these foreign powers have done to our country for years, which is force people to flee in the first place. So I don't know what, I mean, we do know that a month ago or so, it came out that the Trump administration has hired Blackwater, under its new name, but Eric Prince, to send some mercenaries into Haiti to take out barbecue and take out, the leaders of this group Vivre Ensemble. So there's definitely movement. Where it goes could be is anybody's guess. But I would not be surprised by some kind of escalation from the U.S. At this point.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our bodies are under attack, and not just from the air we breathe or the food we eat. We're being exposed to mRNA technology injected into our food supplies, spreading through shedding, now 5G radiation, saturating our environments with frequencies we still don't fully understand. These threats disrupt our biology at a cellular level, weakening immunity, inflaming our systems, damaging our gut, the control center of our health. That's why we take Kimchi One from Bright Core Nutrition. They're fantastic. Each capsule is packed with over 900 strains of probiotics, live enzymes, and antioxidants to flush out the toxins in your body, rebuild gut balance, and fortify your immune system against the daily assault. A stronger gut means better resistance. And right now you can get 25% off by using the code REDACTED. If you go to mybrightcore.com/redacted, use the code REDACTED when you go to mybrightcore.com/redacted, or for the best deal, call them. If you call them, you get 50% off and free shipping, even a free bottle of vitamin D3 with your order. Call 888-404-6312 to get up to 50% off and free shipping for their best deal yet. Detox your body, rebuild your gut, take your health into your own hands starting today. What about intelligence? A lot of people in our chat room are asking about the CIA. Funneling money or trying to, try to entrap him or do something like that. I mean, the CIA is maybe the largest criminal organization in the world. led by Satan, led by demons, for crying out loud. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them being in some involvement here in Haiti. What do you make of maybe intelligence, operatives there in your? I mean, I don't know when's the last time you spoke to Jimmy Chérizier. You know, you've interviewed him, you talked to him. Do they think like U.S. intelligence is actively involved in Haiti somewhere in Port-au-Prince or otherwise?
I mean, I haven't directly communicated with Chérizier in, I would say, a year or so. My colleagues at Haiti Liberté, who are constantly on the Haiti beat, communicate with him more frequently. And I'm not anywhere near a fluent Creole speaker, so that's really the Haiti Liberté guys. Kim Ives, of course, who I went down there, who speaks with him more on a journalistic basis. I mean, in terms of intelligence, I have no doubt that intelligence, assets, informants, whatever, are all over the place. I mean, of course. I mean, the main one, that I look at who's doing the U.S.'s dirty work is more sitting out in the open. We're talking about a guy named Pierre Esperance. If you watch Jeanine Pirro's press conference, she referenced not only the violation of sanctions, but also she talked about what is referred to as the La Saline massacre, and she said Chérizier killed 70 or 71 people in Haiti back in 2018, and this is like the Syrian Duma, faked chemical weapons attack. It's like Iraqi WMD kind of thing where. Kim Ives and I are the only people that actually investigated. We're the only journalists to investigate this supposed La Saline massacre. And actually what it was a gun battle between two armed groups. And Chérizier was not directly involved in any way. And according to the U.S. government-funded and open society-funded human rights groups, that they came up with this narrative. They crafted a narrative basically for the U.S. that Chérizier was the author of this heinous massacre against innocent civilians. And this has become the main charge that you hear again and again and again. In every New York Times and Washington Post article, and now in this indictment, it's the La Saline massacre. But if you actually take the time to examine all of the reports, there are like 7 different reports, NGO reports on this. It's not what it is. We interviewed people on the ground. We interviewed people, who were around there. And there's just not a shred of evidence that this was actually a massacre. And so this guy, Pierre Esperance, he is the head of the primary NGO. He's a very well-known guy in Haiti, and he travels to Washington frequently. He's the guy who I would say is more of like, an asset of the U.S. Embassy. And there are a few like him. So that's what I would look to.
Dan Cohen, and by the way, if people want to dive deeper into this, you've done incredible documentary work on this. Where can people go to learn more about Haiti if they want to educate themselves on this?
Firstly, I definitely recommend checking out Haiti Liberté, and they have a new article that examines the claims in the indictment, the work of Kim Ives and Bethany Dupont, and support them. They're a small channel that works very hard, is very dedicated. I co-directed a 3-part documentary on Haiti where we thoroughly examined the claims not only of the La Saline massacre and other claims against him, but we examined Chérezier's rise from his transformation from cop, he was a police officer, to #1 target of the U.S. And that series is called Another Vision Inside Haiti's Uprising. You can watch that for free on my Uncaptured Media YouTube channel. And I also highly recommend watching the lengthy report, which is, we call it Another Vision Episode 4, that we did for Redacted back in 2022, which I think is called like Special Report U.S. Invasion of Haiti, something like that. And then we actually did another piece on the creation of Vivre Ensemble, the rise of Vivre Ensemble, when Chérizier was able to unite these rival armed groups to take on the oligarchy. We did that on Uncaptured Media as well. So that's on my YouTube channel. So you can find it all there. And And I think if you actually just go to uncaptured.media, that'll take you to my website, and it's all listed there too.
Incredible work as always. And if anyone wants to educate themselves on this, so when the mainstream media gets up there and just starts spouting like versions of a story, and people just sort of spoon feed this garbage.
Oh well, they basically just repeated the indictment. Bad guy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. And so government indictment.
Dan, great to see you as always. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.